Emily Parker is my name. This is a tale from the day of my wedding. Just as the ceremony was about to begin, my fiancé, John, gave me a surprise call. Hey, the nuptials are over. Oh, and I must have the $30,000 cancellation fee paid by you. I saw John and a woman I had never seen before, both of them grinning broadly, when I pressed the answer button. What? Are you saying that the wedding is off? Shocked, I asked. John laughed. Exactly what I said, in response to the woman seated next to him. Who is she? I insisted. Beside me, my parents were recording with their phones out. John was speaking in a language I couldn't understand, and I had no idea why they were filming. Everything sounded like a tongue I had never heard before. John, what's going on here? My dad angrily exclaimed as he grabbed the phone from me. The nuptials are about to begin. Yeah, I know. But I don't want to get married anymore. So it's canceled. And who's that woman with you? My dad asked. She's my fiancée. What? You better explain yourself. Well, if I do, Emily's going to be pretty upset, John said smugly. She's already upset. My dad snapped. It's better than leaving her confused about why everything's been canceled. Okay. Fair enough. You're strong. All right, I'll tell you. This woman is the one I actually want to marry. Her name is Jessica. Hi, I'm Jessica, she chimed in. She's the daughter of a company president. No offense, but Emily's family isn't exactly well off. Marrying someone from a poor family doesn't really do anything for me, so I chose Jessica. I see, my dad said, clearly furious. I understand now. So you get? John asked arrogantly. Yeah, I understand completely. By the way, all 30 of my guests for today, yeah, they're not coming either, so don't expect them. With that, the call abruptly ended. What an expletive, my dad muttered, furious. My parents were livid, but I was in no state to react. I kept blaming myself, wondering how it all went so wrong, and what I had done wrong. Emily, don't cry. Marrying a guy like him wouldn't bring you any happiness. Be glad you found out before the wedding, my dad said gently. I knew he was right, but no matter how hard I tried, the tears wouldn't stop. At that moment, the door swung open. For a split second, I thought maybe it was all a joke and John had been calling from right outside. But when I looked up, it was John's parents, storming in, their faces flushed with anger. They demanded to know what had happened. They had just gotten a call from John telling them the wedding was off. Then, they turned on me, accusing me of being the reason. My dad grabbed my phone and showed them the video he had just recorded. You think Emily did something? Don't be ridiculous. Emily is the victim here. Once again, I heard John's words I never wanted to hear again. Their faces grew darker as they watched. Now do you get? We were expecting a wedding, and John pulled this outrageous stunt. He's engaged to Emily, yet he's planning to marry someone else. It's outrageous. And as for that cancellation fee, you all can cover it. Also, since he cheated and broke off the engagement, we'll be demanding compensation. Be ready for that. After my dad said that, they apologized repeatedly and left. Emily, let's go home, my dad said, but I couldn't bring myself to stand. I felt so guilty for my parents, who had been looking forward to my wedding, but I couldn't say a word. The sadness was so overwhelming, it felt like my chest would burst. How could this be? I loved him so much. And yet he had someone else he loved, and he was planning to marry her. I couldn't believe it, and all I could do was wish this was just a bad dream. My parents looked at me with such sorrow, and the warmth of my mom holding me close only made the sadness worse. After a while, I finally managed to take off the wedding dress and return home. But once we got home, my parents were at a loss. Why did this have to happen to Emily? They wondered aloud. Seeing the pain on the faces of my parents, who had always wished for my happiness, I finally managed to speak. Dad, Mom, I'm sorry. But that was all I could say. Nothing more would come out. Then my parents hugged me. This isn't your fault. You have nothing to apologize for, my dad said. That's right, Emily, you didn't do anything wrong, my mom added. Their kindness just made it hurt even more. After a moment, my usually calm parents started talking. We can't just let this go. Exactly. We're not going to sit back and let them get away with this. Maybe we should buy out their company. No, let's take down the whole building, they said, seriously considering something terrifying. If they bought out the company, it would practically lead to its collapse. No, don't. What about the people working there? They haven't done anything wrong. If you do that over something personal, it'll just make me even sadder. Please, Dad and Mom, don't do it, I pleaded. Aren't you angry about this? They asked. I'm not angry. I'm just sad. I don't even understand how it all came to this. He said it was because I'm poor. But is that really all? If I could, I want to hear the real reason. If I did something wrong, I want to know. Emily, you didn't do anything wrong. They reassured me. Then is it because I didn't tell him the truth? What if I had told him that I'm the daughter of the CEO of Smile Corporation? Would this have still happened? Emily, if you had said that, maybe you wouldn't have broken up. But a guy like that is only after money. You wouldn't have been happy marrying him, my mom said, looking pained. I understood what they were saying. A man looking for an easy way up could end up draining my parents as well. In the worst-case scenario, he could even destroy the company. I didn't believe being with someone like that would bring happiness. Emily, as the daughter of a major corporation CEO, men looking for money are always going to be drawn to you. John was one of those men. It's better you found out before the wedding. So don't be too down about it, my mom continued. As she said, I had always kept quiet about being the daughter of Smile Corporation's CEO, even to my friends and boyfriends. The only person who knew the truth was my best friend, Sarah. She had always treated me the same. But with most people, things would have been different. Some would get jealous, others envious, and a few might even treat me like a walking ATM. That's why I kept it from John. But who could have imagined it would end up with the wedding being canceled on the day of? Please, Dad and Mom, don't make others suffer because of me, I'd begged. My parents exchanged glances and sighed. All right, we won't do anything like that. Now you just get some rest, okay? When I returned to my room, I overheard my parents talking in disappointment. I really want to get revenge. We could easily do it if we wanted. Exactly. They made Emily cry. We could destroy them socially, and it'd be justified. But Emily would cry if we did that, my mom said, and then suddenly gasped. Hey, what is it? That woman, Jessica, isn't she the daughter of the CEO of Rainbow Corporation? What? Oh yeah, you're right. If it's Rainbow Corporation, they'll collapse on their own soon enough. Is it because of their ties with politicians? My dad asked. It's not just that. There's been talk lately that their business isn't doing well. They're desperately trying to hold on, but they're going under soon. I see. So just waiting it out means that company's end is near. Exactly. But even if they go bankrupt, it won't make up for Emily's tears. Yeah, I still want to find some way to get revenge, my dad said. Not long after, I got a message from my best friend, Sarah, with a link. Emily, check this out, she wrote. I clicked the link, and it took me to a post on social media. There was a video attached. I hit play, and it was a video of the wedding day. What's going on? Did Dad or Mom upload this? I wondered. But this video was only on my phone, and no one had touched it. This is about you, right? Sarah messaged again. Yeah, it is. I thought so. Who could have uploaded it? I don't know, I replied, puzzled. But this video was only on my phone. Neither Dad nor Mom has it, so how? Maybe the person in the video shared it, Sarah suggested. You mean me? No, not you, John. Why would he do that? I asked, bewildered. I'm not sure, Sarah replied. But take a look at the comments. I scrolled through the comments, like she said, and the post had gone viral. It's crazy, right? People are tearing them apart in the comments. Honestly, they deserve it for pulling such a stupid stunt. I hate this. I really do. I figured you'd say that, but it's too late now. It's already spreading everywhere, but try not to focus on the negative. A lot of people are supporting you, Emily. Sure enough, as I kept reading, I saw comments like, I feel so bad for the bride. Stay strong, pride. And don't let that idiot win. There were tons of supportive messages. On the other hand, John and Jessica were getting slammed with comments like, what a scumbag. Any woman who chooses a guy like that is just as bad. And no way they're going to be happy. Come on, cheer up. You didn't do anything wrong, Emily. I just told you because I thought you'd be really shocked if you found out on your own. It's all about how you look at it. Yeah, thanks. And things are going to get tough soon. Tough. Yeah, these two are pretty careless. It won't be long before the online sleuths track them down. Sleuths? Yeah, like an internet police force. Detectives? Vigilantes? I guess they're pretty incredible. What are they going to do? When you do something bad, you have to face the consequences. But isn't it kind of sad for John and Jessica if that happens? It can't be helped. Whoever posted that video, the consequences of their actions are coming. I know you don't want revenge, but a lot of people out there want to do it for you. Is that okay? They brought it on themselves. Whether they posted it or not, someone did, and no matter the reason, those two are about to face some serious trouble. So don't worry about it, Emily. You're too kind. Yeah, thanks, Sarah. No problem. If there's any news, I'll let you know. But don't go searching for anything yourself. You tend to focus on the negative. With that, Sarah hung up. She was absolutely right. If I had found that video on my own, it would have been a huge shock. I would have spiraled into anxiety without even thinking about what it all meant. Sarah knows me so well, and that's why she made sure to tell me. But I still had no idea who could have posted the video. The most likely answer was my parents. After all, they did seem to want some sort of revenge. So I took my phone and went to ask them about it. As I expected, their answer confirmed my suspicion. Oh, is this really happening? Mom, Dad, did you upload it? No, of course not. I don't even know how to use social media. I leave all that to my team at the company. Exactly. Plus, if we posted something like that, the next thing people would start digging into would be who John's ex-fiancée is. We wouldn't expose our own daughter like that. You're right. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have doubted you. Don't worry, Emily. Just don't let it bother you. After that, things online started to blow up. Hey, Emily. Hey, Sarah. Thanks for the heads up the other day about the social media post. Yeah. Well, things have only gotten crazier since then. What do you mean? First of all, they figured out who posted it. Who? John and Jessica. How did they find out? Because they're posting all these photos of themselves on dates from the wedding and even their honeymoon, and lavish dinners too. The comments they're adding are like asking to be hated, so it's all gone viral. So they got married? Yeah, they did. But now people have identified who they are. Their address, phone numbers, all their personal info is out there. Really? How do people even find that stuff? That's where the online sleuths come in. But honestly, John and Jessica are terrible at managing their privacy, so they made it easy. Tons of clues in their posts. Is that so? Yes. And it turns out that Jessica is the daughter of the CEO of Rainbow Corporation. And as for John, people found out that he's one of their suppliers. Plus, all the bad rumors about Rainbow Corporation are coming to light. Bad rumors? Like what? Rainbow Corporation is linked with politicians and even has ties to the mafia. Not to mention the CEO's affairs. And not just with one or two people either. It's pretty messy. There are also harassment scandals within the company, and more stuff keeps coming to light. That much? Yeah, I bet the CEO's wife is having a rough time. If she knew about the affairs, she must be tough. But if not, this is going to be a huge shock. She's from a well-to-do family herself. Really? Yeah, and now all these scandals are out in the open. The media is all over it. Is that even possible in today's world? Social media is a new source. I see. That explains why my parents said they didn't know anything about it. What did you ask them about that video call from John on the wedding day canceling everything? I thought it had to be my parents. Oh, I get it. But your parents are innocent. Yeah. They told me if they had leaked it, people would eventually start looking into who his fiancée was. So they wouldn't do that. I guess I was out of line asking them. Don't worry about it. They love you, and they'll understand. And I think those online sleuths aren't done yet. What do you mean? You will see. Just as Sarah predicted, more and more secrets were revealed. And despite all the exposure, John and Jessica just kept posting more photos without a care in the world. But as people saw their posts, the internet was flooded with comments like, "How can they act so happy after pulling something like this? Their rich kid photos are so annoying. And the husband's not even rich." Eventually, it came out that I was the ex-fiancé, and somehow my photo got uploaded too. To my surprise, the comments were filled with praise. She's gorgeous. Of course, she's a lady of high class and totally different from that Rainbow Corporation girl. On top of that, it was exposed that I was the daughter of Smile Corporation's CEO, and people started sympathizing, saying it was tragic that someone like me had to go through this. As a result, Smile Corporation's products started selling out, and there was even a shortage of stock. On the flip side, a boycott against Rainbow Corporation began, which eventually led to the company's bankruptcy. My parents saw this and laughed, as if to say serves them right. However, John wasn't happy with the situation. He convinced himself that Rainbow Corporation's downfall was my fault, and he started posting nasty things about me online. He wrote about stories from our past dates and quoted things I had said, but all his comments were mocking. saying things like my words were too vague, overly refined, or just plain annoying. But the more he wrote, the more people praised me. Meanwhile, I was having tea with Sarah. People are saying all sorts of things. Are you okay? Yes. Everyone's being so kind that a little bit of slander doesn't bother me. Good. But honestly, John's such an idiot. Does he not realize that posting stuff like that just makes people turn on him? Well, now that Rainbow Corporation is gone, I'm sure he's feeling desperate. You're so kind. Seriously, you really are a lady. That's not my intention. I just feel sorry for him. Well, that's a sign you're feeling more at ease now. Am I starting to feel more at ease? Yeah, a little while ago, all you could say was how sad you were. Now you can actually feel sympathy for him. That's progress. You're right. I guess I do feel a bit more at peace now, thanks to you, Sarah. I truly felt grateful for having such a good friend. While Sarah and I were laughing and having a great time, my phone rang. When I checked it to see who it was, I saw that it was John. Long time. No talk. How have you been? I don't need. Hello. Don's voice was rough and extremely loud. It was so loud that I instinctively pulled the phone away from my ear. Did you set this all up? What are you talking about? Don't pretend to be all proper. I'm talking about the mess on social media. Why would I? Do you really think I could do something like that? Then why are we getting attacked so much? Hearing his voice through the phone, Sarah burst out laughing. Who's there with you? Yeah, just a friend. At that moment, Sarah grabbed the phone and put it on speaker. Then she started speaking to John herself. You brought this on yourself. What did you say? Didn't you post the video yourself? Don't you get that it's the reason for all this? You started this mess, and now that you're being criticized, you want to blame Emily? Hello, who the hell are you? I'm Sarah, Emily's best friend. We've met before, or maybe you're too incompetent to remember. You're so rude. You hurt Emily by pulling that stunt. You thought you could post that video and show off how great your life is. But guess what? People in this world still have morals. Emily might be too classy to say anything, but if this had happened to someone else, you'd already be finished socially. I didn't think it would turn out like this. Clearly not. Both of you seem like real geniuses. What did you say? Did you honestly think people would take your side after what you did? You hurt someone who was looking forward to her wedding. Of course, you're going to get backlash. This isn't any of your business. It absolutely is. Emily is my best friend. I didn't call for this. Put Emily on the phone. She's right here listening. There's this thing called speakerphone nowadays. Emily, is it true that you're really the daughter of the Smile Corporation CEO? So, that's what you wanted to know. What does it matter at this point? Just answer me. Just because Emily is the CEO's daughter doesn't mean she's getting back together with you. That's not it. I just want to know the truth. Yes, my dad is the CEO of Smile Corporation, and my mom is the vice president. Why didn't you tell me that? Sarah looked over at me. I clasped my hands together, silently pleading with Sarah to take over again. That's because people like you, who leech off money, exist. What did you just say? I'm talking to Emily. It doesn't matter who answers. You prefer Emily to respond because she's nicer, but that's not going to happen. You're such an annoying woman. Emily was going to tell you after the wedding, but until then, she didn't think it was necessary. If someone loves her only because she's the CEO's daughter, the marriage wouldn't work out. It was a smart decision. After all, you're the kind of guy who dumped her for being poor and jumped at the chance to marry someone rich. If she had told you from the start, you would have fallen for the fact that she was a CEO's daughter, right? So it was better she didn't say anything. If she had told me, we wouldn't have broken up. Maybe, but would you have stayed faithful? Or would you have just compared Smile Corporation to Rainbow Corporation and picked whichever benefited you more? Your company has ties to Rainbow Corporation, so marrying Jessica must have seemed like the better deal. If someone had told you that you'd be the next CEO, you'd have definitely chosen Jessica. Whether Emily told you or not, you're still the same pathetic guy. That's a terrible thing to say. How can you be so cruel? Because it's true. You're just a loser who wanted to marry into money. Yeah. So what? What's wrong with that? Everyone thinks that way. Women dream of marrying rich too, don't they? It's the same for men and women. Nothing's wrong. In fact, you got exactly what you wanted, marrying the rich daughter of Rainbow Corporation. Too bad the company collapsed. What a perfect ending. If I'd married the Smile Corporation, it wouldn't have gone bankrupt. You're partly to blame for the collapse. Sure, the company was dirty, but you didn't help. How do you even know about the bankruptcy? How could I not? It was all over the news. It's been on TV and in every online report. But hey, at least you still married a rich girl. It's not good. Jessica was an executive at the company, so she was making good money, isn't she? Yeah, but now that the company's bankrupt, Jessica's on the hook for the debts. Her family's mansion was mortgaged, and they've been kicked out. So you were living in her parents' house. Of course, who wouldn't live in a mansion if they had the chance? Now it's all gone. Well, that's your own fault. How is this my fault? Jessica can't handle the situation. She's never worked a day in her life and cries all the time. And because of that stupid video, I can't even show my face at work. Oh, don't worry. You won't have to feel uncomfortable for long. What do you mean? It's unbearable right now, because you're about to get fired. How do you know that? How could you not know? Why? Look, the company you work for is a subsidiary of Rainbow Corporation, right? The parent company went bankrupt. What do you think will happen to the subsidiary? If they somehow manage to keep going, they'll have to lay off employees to survive. There's going to be way less work. That means there will be a wave of layoffs. So who do you think they'll let go first? Obviously, the people directly tied to Rainbow Corporation. Me? No way. I've got debts, and now I'm getting fired. If I had known this would happen, I'd never have married Jessica. That's not true. It's not the marriage that did this to you. It's because you posted that video. I should never have cheated. Too late now. Honestly, serves you right. Why is this happening to me? Because it's your own fault. And let's not forget you kept posting those photos, flaunting your so-called wealth, with captions mocking poor people. It's no surprise things went downhill. Is this all my fault? Mostly, yeah. But Jessica's no saint either. For someone who's supposed to be a refined rich girl, she sure acts trashy. You two are a perfect match. Please stop. That's not up to me. People keep calling my company saying things like, "Why are you employing that guy?" And even after we moved, they figured out our new address. Now, there's trash piling up at our front door, and Jessica's too scared to leave the house. What am I supposed to do? That's not my problem. You brought this on yourself, so deal with it. Oh, by the way, this nightmare isn't over yet. What do you mean? You clearly underestimated the internet. Once something goes viral, it's almost impossible to erase. And you kept posting pictures, so the internet's not going to let this go anytime soon. Sarah hung up the phone after that. The internet's pretty powerful, you know. It's not just the internet. It's the people behind it who make it so effective. Yeah, it's amazing what people can figure out from just a video or even a single photo. They're like detectives, better than the police. By the way, Sarah, you seem to know a lot about this. Of course, I'm one of those people. Wait, you're part of the video? Yeah, that idiot posted it. Thanks to that, we were able to get revenge. Even your parents wanted it. Really? Of course, any parent would want revenge for making their daughter cry. I was surprised, but couldn't help feeling deeply grateful for Sarah's kindness. Later on, it was revealed that Jessica's mother had divorced her husband because of the company's insolvency and his adultery. Given her affluent upbringing, it appears she had no trouble upholding her lifestyle. In contrast, her father was devastated by the divorce and never fully recovered. Ultimately, he moved in with his daughter. He obviously brought a hefty debt load with him. Now that she couldn't afford to live a lavish lifestyle, Jessica experienced a mental collapse and developed a drug dependency. John was always grumbling because he was saddled with this dysfunctional family, even though it was all his own fault. He had to live, no matter how much he grumbled. He looked for jobs, but each time his history caught up with him, he was unable to get employment. He even made multiple attempts to get me to hire him, but I would never talk to him directly. I would always have my dad answer the phone. John so got nothing but stern words from my father. Even when he tried to get in touch with his parents, they rejected him and told him it was all his fault. I'm not sure what kind of life John is leading right now. One devoid of inspiration or optimism. In my case, I began dating a man whom I got to know through my acquaintance. Since he is a lawyer, he is not experiencing financial hardship. And he didn't even blink when he found out about my parents. I can now truly enjoy my relationship worry-free because of him.